What's going on, everybody? It's Reece from Instillment, and today I just want to do something a little more informal. Basically, you and I are just going to hang out a little bit and talk about some of my favorite videos that I've done. I was just kind of going through some stuff just to see, what kind of content we could produce. And as I was going through the footage, I was just, speaking out loud, like, oh man, I remember doing that. That was a lot of fun and everything. And I'm like, I wonder if somebody else would be interested in either like the process or just, how I felt about a certain video or this and that. So this is what I'm doing. So if you'd like to tune in and you'd like to kind of get a little behind the scenes look at some of the work that I've done, well, this is your chance. I'm going to start off with one of my favorite videos here. It was for Brock University, the Brock Badgers. So this one is called The Beginning for the Brock Badgers. And now I went to Brock for 1 year and or like a year and a half. And while I was there, I did a ton of work, and it wasn't a lot of school work, unfortunately, but on the fortunate side, I did a lot of work for people at Brock, and the basketball team was kind of one of the first ones that, I shot a video for, and people engaged with it, and they're like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then, another one came up, and another one came up, and another one came up, and I'm like, geez, like, people are really liking these, and I love filming basketball. I've been a basketball player all my life, so kept going with it. And then in 2017, I believe it was, the Brock Badgers men's basketball team actually went to nationals, and they were really good that year. And I was lucky enough to be working alongside guys like Mo and Mathieu and Bowie, and we were kind of working for this brand that we created called We Are Ready. And this was one of the videos that we made, and I'll kind of explain why I love this video so much. Let's just play it real quick, watch it through.
The big thing I want you to realize is this, that word on the board, opportunity. Talking about being successful, part of that comes with that, opportunity. But the most important piece that I think people are always too afraid to do is go and take it. And that's your job.
This song was suggested to me by Morgan Deloisio. Thank you, fit perfectly. I love that transition so much. Oh man, this was such an intense game. I'm pretty sure it went into overtime. There's the mayor. I hate that font so much. I don't know why I use that font. I don't know why it's so big. I wasn't a big font guy back in the day. So let's just go back to the beginning here, and I'm just going to preface this with saying that I shot this with Adrian Dudziak. He helped me shoot this, so I had a second shooter. I didn't usually have a second shooter, but I thought because this was such an important game that it'd be great to get two angles. So right away, the shot here of the Meridian Center, the city. Oh man, what a great idea. Blur out the background so you can focus on the text more. Actually, my drone was broken and it was only giving me blurry footage, so yeah, that's the truth about that one. And then also, let's take a good look at the horizon line here. Wow, didn't know we were sideways. That's pretty cool too. Hate it. All right, let's keep moving in here. So I was lucky enough that Coach Kissy allowed me in the dressing room, and he allowed me to mic him up. So I got some real genuine content of him actually talking to his guys right before the game. So that was a treat. And it was great to be in that locker room setting. I'm sure most of you know, if you've played a sport or something, those pre-game locker room chats, they get you so fired up. And like, even though I was holding a camera, I was like, yeah, we're fucking doing this. So it was sick. This footage here, they were practicing during the day, and so we kind of dedicated the whole day to creating this footage here, or for capturing this footage. I wanted to get some stuff of them warming up, them talking together.
The most important piece that I think people are always too afraid to do is go and take it. And that's your job tonight. Let's go.
A great chat. So I was in my era of cool digital transitions here in this whole video, obviously, as you can see. But yeah, everything that I shot was on the 7200, and it really gives you that nice cinematic look, This screen that I'm working off of right now might be really low quality. so I'm sorry if the screen cap looks pretty bad. But yeah, just the 7200 does such a good job, especially at the Meridian Center too. The lights are amazing, and I love these. Sorry, this is a weird shot to explain this on, but these lights here, actually, let's go back to this one. Yeah, these lights here around the arena make for some really good, cool looking shots, especially if you're low. And I like to be as low as I can be when shooting courtside, even though I'm 6'2". Try and get low because that'll give you some better footage, or at least I think that's what I like to do. And again, Morgan, thank you for this song choice. I wasn't using the song at first, and then I kind of divvied it up a little bit and like spliced it up to make it work for this, and it worked perfectly. Because if you listen to the song, like that little like glitchy sound here, like, there's so many things you can do with that. I decided to go with the glitchiness there, but songs that have that kind of stuff in there, that's what I look for. And this song had it, and I was like, damn, this could make for some cool edits. So that transition I just love so much. Little glitch, and then in this too, had a little Steadicam action going there. Actually, there's a behind the scenes picture of me right in front of someone's camera doing the Steadicam. Sorry, photographer, but had to get the shot because it was sick. As you can see too, there's something else that I thought of. I actually leave the in-camera audio of the shots because I just think it adds another layer of depth to it, because you can hear the crowd cheering, you can hear the basketball, people yelling. There's a good example of this. Anyways, yeah, so I really liked that. Brock Dance Pack. The dance girls love you guys. Worked with them a bunch of times too, so I always try and add them in the basketball videos as well, because they've supported me from the entire time that I was at Brock. They've always asked me to shoot their stuff, and I've always been happy to do that. So gotta throw them in the other sports when they're performing at halftime and whatnot, right? So love you girls, love you. Big Dave Stark. It's not a small arm. That's a large vein in the neck. This guy works out. He's definitely not scared of a weight. Great guy. You should check out his podcast, the Athlete Podcast. Does a great job. Talks to some amazing people. And once again, this guy too has been a huge supporter of Instillment. So, you got to throw those people who support you in the video, especially when they're doing something sick like emceeing the whole event. Unreal, dude. So it's pretty cool. Like these edits right here as well. Like this shot was in there for like 2 seconds, right, of the little high five here. But when I'm shooting stuff like this, like I love to include emotions. Like there's definitely some highlights in this video, but most of it is emotions, crowd reactions, the players reacting, the coaches yelling, and like that's the whole basis of Instillment for me, is the ability to capture moments like this. And especially in an emotion-fueled game like this one, they were playing Carleton. It was a huge game. Went into overtime. The crowd, like the arena, was packed, and I think that's another reason why this is one of my favorite videos, is because it felt like I belonged to something a little bit bigger. It's cool to do your own videos and create your own stuff, but when you're part of a moment in history like this, like it feels pretty cool. I was very into the game, and I think it shows through my footage. Like even just stuff like this as well, right? He's calling like the offense there. He's getting cheesed. Huge block at the end. Cassidy coming in. All these shots at the end here, if we just scroll through quickly, they're all shots of like pure emotion. They're only up for a sec, but your brain can register that, and it just ends on Cassidy, the shot of like defeat. But it's like every story has a beginning. If I put this in a better font, it maybe would have been a little more powerful. But yeah, I don't know. I really love this video. Like again, even like right here, defeat, like all these like little emotions right here. We got Coach Kissy just not fucking happy, obviously not happy either. So the whole story is a lot of fun, and then they lose. But I was representing Brock, and it's tough to do a video when the team that you're working with loses. But the story that I wanted to tell here was like, yeah, they lost, but look how well they did. Look how well they did anyways, you know what I mean? And so that, for me, that was the whole story of this, is just the beginning. like, yeah, it was a loss, but they lost by so little and they fought the whole game. And it was also more of a beginning for the crowd as well. Like, this was near, this was a little early, a little closer to the start of the We Are Ready brand. And so it was the beginning for them too. So yeah, that's this video. All right, so the next video I want to talk about is, I called it Monarch. Wow, super creative, bro, because you're at the Butterfly Conservatory. This was at the beginning of mine and Morgan Deloisio's friendship. We were doing all kinds of different cool shoots. Our first shoot that did like really well online was the DQ Falls one, and we were like, holy crap, people like this stuff. Let's do a few more of these. And so she's like, okay, let's go to the Butterfly Conservatory. And I was like, I mean, I guess I'm down. So does this sound like it's echoing right now? So yeah, before I talk about this one, let's watch it through. Again, music. Morgan didn't like this song actually, but my favorite shot I've ever taken, by the way. Call me Matt Anthony. Oh, I love that little moment edit there. We won't talk about the ending of this video because I hate it and it ruins everything for me. It's like, oh, the video's so sick, and then this ending. Oh God, let's never watch it again. So as you can see, this video is all about the motion of the ocean. But yeah, so I mean, a lot of the shots are motivated by movement, and that was the whole point of this one, was obviously to get that in there. And I think the coolest thing about the video, or at least the coolest thing that I think this video is all about, is that I shot this entire thing on the 16-35 except for one shot, which is right here. That's on the 7200 because the 7200 is the best lens ever, but the rest of the video is the 16-35, which I find really interesting because even like right here, like you can tell this one's at f2.8 at the 35 millimeter, but we could still get some cinematic shots. This one I love too. It starts wide and then it's just a jump cut to a close up and then it flies off. It was like it was waiting. He's like, you get that shot, bro? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking got it. And then he went off, and then this right here is like in every reel I've had this since I've shot it, because so there's a little bit here and then there's a speed ramp. I love it so much. It's so great because it's just the speed ramp of the spin and her hair flows and the butterflies are flying around her. It was weird that day. The butterflies were like, oh, you guys are doing a shoot? Nice. Let me just land on your head and all this other crazy shit. And I was like, wow, amazing. I love this shot too. She's so surprised. She's like, as if this is happening. This shot I love too because of movement. This whole video is me talking about movement basically. Like right here is just, yeah, just I did a swell job back in 2017. Well done, 2017 Reece. This is when I fell in love with movement. I mean, as when you're starting out with video, you don't really have all like the stuff to stabilize with and, you know, do all these cool sweeping shots of, you know, with your gimbal or whatever it is. But I still fell in love with movement because some of like my inspirations are, I used to watch this channel called HK Army, and they would do paintball videos, but they weren't like classic, like, oh, here's the match. They like shot on like reds with like 7200s and just got these like amazing cinematic shots, but they always had movement in their stuff. And then I was watching stuff like, you know, NBA Phantom Cam and just how they would follow the motion and like they would highlight certain things and then zoom out and do all this like cool stuff. So I was like, damn, I want to be like that. And then Zack Snyder, of course, is just the best ever. like that 300 scene when it's like kicking in and out of him just like murdering everyone. I'm just like, look at that shot. That's incredible. It's very stylistic, a lot of motion going on, and yeah, I love it. So there's a lot of motion here. As you can see, even with this shot, like I'm framing this kind of right if you do the rule of thirds, because you know that's what I was thinking of when this butterfly landed on her finger. But I don't know, I follow it up, make sure it goes right into frame there, and then speed ramping is another thing that I really love to do, and like I speed that up to go into the next shot, so it kind of fades. Like if you look at these shots, they really don't mesh well together, but quickly they do, because her hand went up. As the camera went up, her hand went up, and so that tricks your brain into being like, oh, it kept going. Nice. Love motion. Love brains. This shot was disgusting. I'm like, how did this thing just land on your face? Dead center. Looks like somebody painted that. Nice. Unreal. Color grading on this one, not a huge fan. That shot right there, disgusting. I have 2.8 when my 16 to 35 wasn't broken. This shot too is pretty gross, because this is one shot pulling to the other one and just nailed it, but speed ramping. Good for me. I'm just gushing about myself right now. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was definitely an adventure. I love these little candid moments of like, you know, she's watching a butterfly, looks back, like, did you film that? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking got that. That was pretty cool. Again, look, more butterflies landing on her. Why? How? Incredible. Proud of her. I don't know why this shot's in here. Oh, nice. Waterfall. No, cut that. I would have cut that. Again, a really nice shot of, you know, Morgan being really happy that butterflies love her. Now, this isn't a digital zoom. You can tell that's me doing that in the lens. I like that. Again, 16 to 35 gives you that range, gives you that flexibility. Let's move on to the end here. The rest are all the same. There's butterflies. Morgan's doing her thing. This shot works, again, because of speed ramping. I like, though, that I chose to, like, you know, this one goes fast and then this one just slows down. It gives you a moment to, like, get intimate with that shot. It's like, oh, nice. She has beautiful eyes, beautiful face. She's just put her sunglasses on. There's just that, like, little, like, nuance of, like, that little break of just, like, glasses are on. What's up? It's serious now. And then she's just enjoying the... Sorry, let's play that again. Now we're chilling with glasses. So obviously, again, this song for me, what I saw in it was those beats of the... Like right here, this shot tells it the best, I would say. That allowed me to speed ramp pretty well and just mess with things. I mean, you can see that throughout the whole video. If you don't watch the video and just listen to the song, there's so many things going on. There's the percussion, there's the little like those things. There's so many things that you can fuck around with and like match your shots to, and especially with butterflies, their wings are flapping, so that like really worked for that, especially when you're speed ramping. You guys like my sound effects? Nice. But yeah, I think this one right here, so the last one I talked about, which was the Brock one, but that one was my favorite because of the community behind it and like the purpose behind it. Do I think it's one of my stronger videos? Sure, but I'm going to show you a better sports one after this. That Brock one kind of, it resonated with me because of that atmosphere, because of the crowd, because, you know, I had made friends with a couple of guys on the team as well, and they like loved seeing this stuff. So it was more than just me going in and shooting a job. It was like, I want to try and make a cool video that tells a story for people to enjoy, right? With this one, I really like this one. I've always loved working with Morgan. Her and I have some amazing chemistry, but for this one specifically, I have to give it to my editing. I just really like it. Every time I watch it, I'm like, fuck, this is sharp. I like this. Mihai, this one's for you, buddy, since you love this video so much. We're not even going to talk about the ending because I hate it, and I use the DJI Osmo for no reason. I'm like, yeah, man, got a new piece of equipment. Let's use it. No. The less equipment, the better. Preach this. I mean, depending on what you're doing, of course, but for this, like, why? Why would you end with this? Everything's so cinematic, and then it's like, hey, man, here, everything's flat, and now you're going around in a circle, and then there's no strong ending, and she's spinning around, about to pass out. Nice. Other than that, love the video. Editing's great. Moving on, we have the Steel Blade Classic in 2017. Now, this is one of my favorite favorite sports videos I've ever done, because they had the tailgating outside, and again, we did like an all-day type shoot. And I shot this one with Adrian as well. Adrian was killing it. I mean, he's played hockey. He knows hockey, so I was like, hey, I want someone there that knows the sport better than me, because I never played hockey. I learned a lot from filming this stuff, but he helped me capture this stuff. So let's just watch it through and then we'll chat about it. Quick hint, the music song choice has a lot of elements in it to edit to. Not that you ever would have guessed that. I love that GoPro shot on the Zamboni. We're talking about that. Owie. There's Morgan. Gotta feature Morgan. Basketball boys supporting the hockey guys. Gotta show that community. Oh, there's so much to talk about in this one, so buckle your fucking seatbelts, because we're gonna go for a little trip down memory lane. So it was pretty cool. For this game, they actually had the logo painted on the roof just for this shot, and of course that's absolute bullshit. I'm pretty sure Adrian was piloting the drone at this point. I asked him, I'm like, hey man, I had the idea of, can we start off up here and then kind of I'll go through the ceiling and the roof and we'll end up at like center ice. And so that was the vision. And he's like, all right, let's do it. But like, there's no logo on the roof. I'm like, don't worry about that. I got it. This is obviously a 3D track of the logo. And then right here, geez, do a nice little digital zoom. And for any of you trying to do effects like this, motion blur is a savior, because if I were to try to do this without motion blur, it would be like a hard cut. But because there's motion blur, see how it just looks like it zoomed in a little bit? That was a big zoom. So here's the little trick here, is like how we did this. That's actually center ice right there. We had Adrian fly the drone inside the arena, and this shot is on screen for maybe like 3 seconds. Did a weird little warp. It's not even on screen for, it's on screen for 1 second. And to do all this work for just that one shot, it's worth it. Always go for it. If you have a vision like that and you think, wow, you know what? This is only gonna be on screen for like 1 second, but it'll be worth it. Just do it, make it happen. Because I don't know, I think this intro is pretty cool. Hey, now we're in the arena. So again, because it was a full day thing, we got to shoot the arena while it was empty, the locker room with the jerseys set up. It was pretty cool that they had the Brock beers that day. Juliana, how are you? Got some cool cheers. Tried to backlit everything as much as possible. As you can see, the sun is coming from behind them here, so they don't have too much harsh light going on in their faces. And who doesn't like a nice sunset shot? Got some people getting excited coming off the bus. Had to get the man himself in the video. I love this shot. And then this fire transition, I love so much. Just little heat, and then it just goes into her. It's like, wow, it looked like that flame actually went up, even though it came from the bottom left. No, but this one's cool because displacement map is a great effect for stuff like this. So as you can see, like even like right here, and I'm not doing this to be like, oh, look how crazy her eye, but like it shows that like heat. You know how when you look over top of a fire, there's that like heat distortion there. So I really liked doing that little transition. I thought it'd be fun. Got everybody drinking, having a good time. This was sick. The staff at the Meridian Center, they were always so easy to work with, and they just got it. Like, they're like, hey, you want to do something cool? Nice. Is it going to put anybody in danger? No. Awesome. Let's do it, kind of thing. And so for this one, I was like, hey, do you mind if we put the GoPro on the Zamboni just to get some cool shots? They're like, how are you going to attach it? I'm like, I got this big old suction cup right here. So there's a suction cup mount for the GoPro for cars and stuff. So we had that. I decided to face it backwards towards the driver. I thought it'd be a cool little shot. And it just shows like the arena. Like, look how packed that is. All the red shirts. Got got center ice there. I don't know. I thought it was a cool shot. Got to get our boys at Brock TV in there. Everybody warming up. Got to get the fans. Basically, what I was trying to do was set the tone of an event like this. Show the people, show everybody who's setting it up, because all of this stuff, all of these things are elements that add to the excitement, that add to the power of the event, and how successful it is, and how much it motivates the team, how much it motivates the brand, that kind of stuff. So those are the things I was keeping in mind while shooting and editing. This one I love, this little speed ramp here. So luckily we had 2 shooters on this one, so it was me and Adrian. So this is Adrian's shot. He got nice and close up there. I think he was on a 24-70, so he had some range. He could go a little bit wider. There's Mathieu. What's up, buddy? Miss you. Man, this guy, the best event coordinator ever. Just wasn't scared to tell you the truth. Hey, Reece, if you could, and by if you could, I mean, get the over there right now and film that. Oh, okay, nice, on it, man. No, he was great to work with. He led the team on production days, really amazing, and yeah, great dude. Anyway, so Adrian was here, and then I was sniping. So Adrian's behind this smoke, which was incredible because now he's not in the shot anymore. And then I was sniping here, and a really cool little note about this right here is, as you can see, I'm zoomed in at probably 200 here, getting them coming out, and then I use these little glitch transitions, and all of a sudden it's a super wide shot of them, and it's like, what the heck? You guys have a third shooter? Nope. I understood that, hey, I got the goalie coming out here, I got a couple players coming out, I'm safe. Now I can go back. That's one shot that I know I'm going to use, so now I'm going to go back to 70, get some variety in the shoot, get some variety in the footage. And these aren't even the same guys. This is like, 5 or 6 guys later, but because it's so quick and it goes right to center ice, it's just better variety of footage. Adds a little more density to it. Love this shot. And then it moves into this puck bouncing on the ice. And funny enough, we actually shot this on a completely separate day. I was shooting the promo for this event, and I was like, oh, okay, let's do some cool things with the puck just in case we need it for something. So I shot this at 120, so I was actually on the ice for this shot. There's no way I could have captured that during the event, but it feels smooth because look, center ice, drop it down, it's on screen for maybe half a second, then the guys hit it, and that's storytelling right there. They're coming out, it's a little insert like that, boom. Okay, so moving on here, we have couple action pieces, some of the guys moving across the ice, and then we go into the fight. So I'm at the opposite end of this is my shot right here. I'm at the opposite end of the rink, and I see this about to break out, and it's like, boom, a hit. You can tell that's just like, that's a nice hit. Boom, see you later. And instantly I was like, shit. Like, how often do fights happen and I gotta capture this? And I'm like, man, I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get this. And I meet up with Adrian between the periods, and he's like, dude, it happened right in front of me. So it was sick, because then you cut to here and boom, you're like right beside the fight. I'm like, come on, what are the odds of that? Now, when we first posted this video, I was actually told to take this out because they didn't want to promote fighting, but it made the piece better. So I was like, I gotta throw it in there. And so I did. It's my video. So another thing as well, so here's the kind of aftermath of the fight. And I think something to learn here for shooters like this is that just because I wasn't directly near the fight, I'm like, what else can I shoot of the fight? And so instead of staying low to the ice level, I got up higher and was able to actually get a different vantage point from up here and shot what I could of the end of it, of him going away, just to move the story along. And then luckily Adrian was there to actually complete the story because he was right beside the fight. So it's like, you have the beginning of the fight, the other guy shoots the close up, and now I'm getting the exit. So don't just give up right away if you see that you missed something. Like, what else, what other part of the story can I capture that maybe might be useful later? Got to get the fans in there. They were crazy. They were crazy this game. We got a little goal here, a little one-timer. So again, maybe Adrian didn't get the goal. Luckily, I had a nice high vantage point. I got the whole play. So what does he do? He gets the celebration on the ice. And then he also gets the team coming in for high fives. And you know, like I was mentioning before in the basketball video, you got to include your friends in there. They're your friends. Throw them in the video, especially if they're working for the brand that day, which Morgan was, of course, because she's the best. So throwing her in there, she's pumping up the crowd. And then again, cool transition story. She's like, hey, put your hands up. The wave. I believe this is Emily. Hi, Emily. Thought that was a fun little shot with the mascot, Boomer. I always like capturing a couple inserts just as like transitional pieces. So this was a really cool skating shot. I really like how sometimes the boards distort things. So, you know, right here, shooting through things makes everything look pretty cinematic. This was a fun one. These guys got into a little scrap. I don't think this guy on the Brock team is the same guy as the next shot, but you're not going to see that this quickly. So what I'm doing here is a hit and then the friendly camaraderie of smiling like, hey buddy, like nice hit. Like we're all having fun out here, right? Got to include the basketball team and the volleyball girls there. You know, other athletes supporting other athletes here. Got a nice little snipe, some cheers. Boom, that's it. There's your event. So I don't know, this is one of my favorite event videos to shoot and edit because it was a lot of fun. I think it was really well produced, and I think we put a lot of time and effort to shoot a lot before the event to kind of add to the story during it. So yeah, you know, when people are like, hey, do you shoot sports? I send them this, and they're like, you might shoot sports. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hockey is really hard to film though. The puck is really small, and especially when you get into like sniping position and the puck goes somewhere, you're like, nice, it's gone. And if you're not in focus on a certain thing, everything just looks blurry and white. So good times though, good times. So that's all I'm going to talk about for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you have any other questions about any of those videos or any videos that you've seen me do and want me to talk about, let me know. We have a little bit of time on our hands right now because we're shut down. So yeah, let us know. This was a lot of fun. I love breaking down old work, old shooting, old editing, because it allows me to learn. It allows me to reflect and be like, hey, where can I get better on this? Like for example, the text on the basketball one that I hated so much, that actually stresses me out now to a point where you know, I'll go ask Ben's girlfriend, like, what text would you use? Which text is your favorite and why? Like, help me help myself, right? So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's fun to look back on these moments because it puts me back in those moments, right? So working with Morgan, I'm right back in the Butterfly Conservatory. Steel Blade, I'm right back on the ice, sweating but also freezing. Again, if you have any more questions or you want to see anything else, let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you could shoot us a subscribe and a like, it really helps the channel. We're really trying to get more of these videos out for entertainment and education. So we hope you guys are enjoying them and hope you'll check back next time when we have some more content. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Instillment HQ.